Rebellion was one of the 100 best worst shows on television by TV Guide.
It was just awful.
It was written by Peter Packer.
Have we got a show for you?
What up, peeps? Kevin Gibbon back with you for another program of Don't Make Me Watch That! A few weeks ago, I talked about my least favorite Star Trek episode. This week, I want to talk about my least favorite Lost in Space episode, The Great Vegetable Rebellion. Before we begin, I want to ask you that if you like what you see and love comic books as well as pop culture, please subscribe to my channel, ring the bell to stay informed, and let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. What's your favorite episode of Lost in Space? Your least favorite episode? Who's your favorite character? What do you love about Lost in Space? I want to remind you that I review comics and write columns for two sites, Comics for Sinners and Comic Crusaders. Check out those sites and let me know what you think. I also have my own franchises, Carl Vincent Vampire Hunter and Adolescent Radioactive Samurai Platypi, available on Amazon. Check the links below for more information. I also have a book that's a collection of my writings and reviews called Comics, Pop Culture, and Politics. You can look inside this and my other book on Amazon. You can buy t-shirts and posters on Teespring. Again, check the links below for Carl Vincent merchandise and the trade paperback Dracula Rising. Here's some beautiful artwork from a main artist, Rodolfo Ezequiel. We're working on a spin-off for Kunoichi Kate Bryant, but we'll discuss that later. Right now, on with the show.
On with the show, this is it.
Camaraderie going on between John and his wife and the kids. Dr. Smith's tirades with the robot were on par with Dr. McCoy's tirades with Mr. Spock.
You bubble-headed booby! Do you realize what you've done?
Happens with the Jupiter 2 headed towards another planet, and the Robinsons getting ready to throw the robot a birthday party.
Aren't you happy about the robot's birthday party, Dr. Smith?
No, I am not.
Smith doesn't have a present, so he proceeds to take the pod down to the planet to gather some unique flora for the robot's birthday. As he's cutting the flowers, he hears a strange noise, and up from behind him comes Tybo, a talking carrot.
When in my heart I know the magic is my love for you.
Played by Stanley Adams.
Well, of course, what did you say?
As Tybo chases Dr. Smith for killing the flora, they run into Willoughby, played by James Milholland, a human that Tybo saved with a heart transplant from a lettuce. Yes, the heart of a lettuce saved Willoughby's life, if you can believe that. They take the Jupiter 2 down to the planet to retrieve Smith, who has been turned into a celery stalk.
Mark Goddard, who played Major Don West, you will find him delivering his lines like this. It's a carrot! Because what he was really doing was going, oh God, I can't do this!
Guy Williams and June Lockhart could not take this script for this episode seriously. As punishment, they were written out of the next two episodes at full pay. Jonathan Harris recalled Packer showing up at his dressing room, hiding a copy of the script behind his back, ashamed to show it to him. As Jonathan snatched the script from Peter's hands and began to read it, Packer prefaced by saying, I didn't have another damned idea in my head.
And he handed over The Great Vegetable Rebellion. Well, I found that to be a very amusing title to begin with. And I said, oh, very interesting. He said, you'll change your mind. Couldn't understand it. Went home, read it, and then I understood it. It's a disaster, really. Poor Peter. He said, I've written myself out. I don't have another idea in my head.
Next vacation, the Big Apple.
The script Malice in Wonderland was written as a sequel to this episode in which Willoughby, who is depicted as a talking purple llama in the Gothic comics adaptation, accidentally sends Will, his sister, and Dr. Smith to Wonderland, where Smith appears in various guises, including the Cheshire Cat himself. Because the fourth season was cancelled, the sequel was never filmed. But the script was recovered and was adapted by Gothic Comics, written by Kerry Wilbur and Holly Interlandi, art by Patrick McAvoy. The second unfilmed script from the Irwin and Allen's Lost in Space begins here, Malice in Wonderland. First series colorist Patrick McAvoy takes over full art duties in this adventure that begins when Will, Penny, Dr. Smith, and the robot find themselves whisked away to a very different dimension. one with Mad Hatters, talking teapots, and a very angry Queen of Hearts. After Willoughby ESQs them to a strange dimension populated by Lewis Carroll characters, Smith, Penny, Will, and the robot attempt to find the way out, while the angry Queen of Hearts tries to chop off their heads. It's space with a psychedelic twist in this adaptation of the late Carrie Wilbur's teleplays.
The Vegetable Rebellion was one of the 100 best worst shows on television by TV Guide. In the script, they're supposed to drop a net over us. They dropped the heaviest old cargo, filthy cargo net. Now, this was the kind of a net that they must have used in a Tyrone Power movie when, you know, you throw it over the side and the Marines climb the side of the ship. It was filthy, it was heavy, it was so bad, and when they took it off us, we had to have everything washed, cleaned, brushed off. We were filthy. Jonathan Harris was dressed as celery, and Stanley Adams, a wonderful character actor, was dressed as a carrot with an orange face sticking out of the top of the carrot.
Early Fruit of the Loom.
Oh, yes, exactly. Okay, so now we're in this place, and Angela has an exhaustion. She sat down and, of course, immediately took root. As the mother, I'm very upset the kid has taken root. So now, Guy and Mark decide, oh, and it's very, very hot in there. Oh, it's so hot. So they decide that if they can get underneath into the basement of this little place, the conservatory place where we are, and maybe there'd be a way that they could make it less hot. So they find on the floor like a trap door. Okay, I gotta stand up to do this. Okay. So, can you all hear me? All right. So here, there was no stairway down here, just a trap door. See? So they lift up the trap door. The camera's out there. They lift the trap door, and I'm holding it. And they, two big leading men, pretend to walk downstairs. And then,
Now get us out of here.
It'll hold you until I'm ready for you.
Character. Want to remind you once again that I review comic books and write columns for two sites, Comics for Sinners and Comic Crusaders. Check out those sites and let me know what you think. I also have my own franchises, Carl Vincent, Vampire Hunter, and Adolescent Radioactive Samurai Platypi, available on Amazon. Check the links below for more information. I also have a book that's a collection of my writings and reviews called Comics, Pop Culture, and Politics. You can look inside this and my other books on Amazon. You can find t-shirts and posters on Teespring. Again, check the links below for Carl Vincent merchandise and the trade paperback Dracula Rising. Here's some beautiful artwork from a main artist, Rodolfo Ezequiel. We're working on a spin-off for Kunoichi Kate Bryant, but we'll discuss that later. And that was our show for this week. I hope you enjoyed the show. Give me some comments. Links below will tell you where to get more Carl Vincent and other merchandise. Until next time, live long and prosper. May the force be with you. Keep reading those comics. Keep watching the pop culture icons. And have a good day.